Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another War of the Visions video, and today I'm going to do my top 10 units from the third year of War of the Visions list. It's not a tier list, it's not a guide. I'm just going to tell you the 10 units that came out during the third year of this game that I thought were the best 10 units for War of the Visions. The most powerful, the most impactful, that kind of thing. Now you might be thinking, well, hold on, Orange J, we're only in year 3 in global still, and I would just counter with, our schedule's all jacked up. JP is celebrating their 4th year anniversary, and I feel like that's the real anniversary of this game, and our schedule is being kind of shoved down our throat and mixed around all over the place. So I'm gonna count JP's anniversaries as the real ones from now on, and I just hope our anniversaries we do get kind of something special as well. I'm just choosing to do it now. Let me give you a little look here. Let me show you the units that I included in this list. So if we scroll down, I basically start with Sephiroth here at the Final Fantasy VII rerun for the 3rd year anniversary. And then every unit from Sephiroth to now that's been released in our game is what I'm going to include in this tier list. Now, obviously units that are only out in JP, I haven't got my hands on those yet. So I'll probably, if I do this again next year, include those in the year 4 batch of this video. If this is a popular video and I end up doing it again, let me just get started. Let me give you my top 10 units from the 3rd year of War of the Visions. And I'm going to start with a little bit of a duo. Now, not grouping them together, but I'm gonna go to the water element, and I'm gonna make number 10 and number 9 kind of a little combo here. I'm gonna put Ferris at 10 and Summer Glassy at 9. These two units are strong, and that definitely, you need to be strong to make this list, but they also gave water some viability in PvP that water hadn't really had in a really long time. Sure, Asterius existed and Perrine was good, but when Summer Glassy and Ferris came out, that duo, it really just elevated water to playable at high end in PvP, in my opinion. Plus, we got to start experiencing some of these like aura buffs, some of these after you attack, you have a reaction that heals from Ferris, this like wombo combo bruiser of duo of units that buff each other and have auras moving at your team. That they're kind of the beginning of that. And so I felt like they were really impactful. Are there stronger units than them that came out during the 3rd year? Yes, there are, but I think that those two were very important for turning War of the Visions sort of into the direction it is now, and I felt like they needed to be on my top 10 list from the 3rd year of the game. So they get grouped together at number 10 and number 9, and now we'll go on to number 8, and I'm going to switch over to another element here, fire, and I'm going to put Yuffie into the 8th slot. Now, Yuffie, obviously, coming from the beginning of the 3rd year of the game, but a very, very popular unit, and was kind of the gem of Fire Evade, which Fire Evade is still a thing even today, although it didn't last as long as probably some Fire players would have liked. Still, Yuffie, with that guaranteed hit Nullify, she was the first person to bring that to our game. She was very, very impactful when she came out. She's fallen off a little bit since then, but what she did for Fire Evade, I think it was a big deal, and Fire players love Yuffie. You can still mix her in a little bit today, although you don't see her as much as I would like to. Yuffie's a cool character from Final Fantasy VII. I slot her in at number 8 in my top 10 unit list. Okay, next we're gonna go to the dark side here, and I'm gonna bring Roth up to number 7. Now, dark is an element that is just full of great units, but what they never really had was that like premium tank, and my Roth is so dang close to being done. In fact, I'm at 447 Mind Spheres on my slow build for her, and the reason I consider her stronger than those units that are either not on this list or that she's above on this list is because she's a great generic unit for a very strong element. What I mean by generic unit is you can almost always play a really good tank, right? Oh, you want to play tank healer DPS, you can mix her in. You want to go DPS tank, you can mix her in. You just want to go run at the enemy team, she does respectable damage, you can mix her in. She's really strong as a tank in a really strong element that will always be strong in my opinion, which is dark. So I'm going to put Roth at number 7 from year 3 of the game. Okay, let's go next. Now, my next unit is going to be a controversial one. This is one that's going to be controversial, not because I think people will disagree with me on how good this unit is, but because there's definitely some hatred for this unit. It's another unit that I've been slow building for a long time, and I'm pretty excited to eventually get done. I am talking about global very special unit Addison Ray. Now look, you might hate Addison Ray because she's a TikTok influencer and you don't feel like she belongs in War of the Visions, but she is in War of the Visions, and this unit today still just scares me with how powerful she is. She is, you know, her own special job, Blade Soul Red Mage, and you're like, yeah, how's she gonna be any good? Look, I've obviously never used her at the top end, but I'm scared to death of her. I'm at job level 24. The slow build's almost done. I spent 0 Viz on this girl, and that's always been my thing with her, is I was never going to spend Vizior on this. I thought she should have been completely free. Instead, she was like mostly free. She's really strong. She's really strong, and she's very special to our version of the game because we have access to building some light teams that JP doesn't have, so I give her a little bit of props for that too. Yes, I am ranking these units in terms of like their power in the game for year 3, but don't discount liking units. Don't discount their like kind of impact on the game beyond just how strong they are in general. And so I think Addison Ray gets a lot of little extra bonus points in my opinion, even if it would have been cool to have a different collaboration. Hey, she was free. Everybody's got her. A lot of people that played when she came out have her built. She's number 6 on my list. Let's continue. Now, number 5, we are going back to the dark side here and back to the beginning of year 3 of the game. I'm going to put Sephiroth in at number 5. So the top 5 will start with him. Now look, Sephiroth, there's not a ton I need to say about this guy. When he came out, he was absolutely the cream of the crop. He was the best unit in the game, bar none, no questions asked. And one of the reasons for that was he was one of our first strong units to get transcendence. You could max reincarnate this guy, and like Super Whales did that very early. A lot of other people did it over time. And so Sephiroth was out here just wailing on people, especially in cost limited content early, because he had Little Leela, the SR version, as another max reincarnation partner for cost limited events. Look, this dude was everywhere when he came out. Also, Sephiroth's important to the global version of this game because Final Fantasy VII brings people to the game. So I give him extra points for just having impact outside of PvP. He can chain, he kills units, he has courage remove. I mean, he does so much. He's a great unit, and I think he will be great for a long time. I think that maybe even for as long as War of the Visions is handing out buffs to old units, Sephiroth will stay relevant. I imagine he'll get something every time they rerun Final Fantasy VII, or at least I hope he does because he's really cool. Number 5 on my list. Let's continue. Now, I'm going to go to an element here that I haven't gone to yet, Earth, but Earth's going to get a little bit of love, and I'm going to throw Dialdo to number 4, and I'm going to throw King Bradley to number 3. So this is another kind of combo, a little duo that Bradley, independent of Dialdo existing, would still be a top 3 unit in year 3 of the game, in my opinion. But because Bradley is so dang good and Dialdo is such a good tank, together I put them at 4 and 3. Earth has been living right in year 3 of this game. Like, Earth is constantly getting new stuff. We got the new Halloween unit, we got Dialdo, we got Bradley. You have nice vision cards to choose from. Earth is, if you're an Earth player, you're living right, and Dialdo and Bradley were a huge part of that. Bradley especially is great PvE chaining unit, amazing PvP unit, one of the top 2 PvP units in this game, I would say. He's awesome, and his TMR, oh my gosh, a haste TMR. Haste TMR's all the rage right now. So Bradley at number 3, Dialdo at number 4 as just a really hard to kill boy who that resistance break from his red mage sub, don't sleep on the amount of damage that can do. Boom, there's my number 4 and my number 3. Now, number 2 is going to surprise a lot of people. For number 2, I'm going to put Bridal Elia up here. So Lightning, going to get a little bit of action at towards the top of this list. Bridal Alaya. Do I need to say very much here? Like, this unit is the strongest PvP unit that we have in the game right now. She is the first unit, or at least one of the first units, to be able to sort of disregard AoE resist, and brought in this meta that we have right now of multi-target, single-target moves. Her version of that also knocks CT down on a target. She can give herself a shield. You throw a haste TMR on this girl, and she's like lapping people with her CT down moves. She's nuts. She is the best PvP unit that we have in the game right now. In my opinion, I think she's amazing. Yeah, look, I feel like I don't have to say too much about Alaya to justify her spot near the top of my list. Now, something I'm probably gonna have to say a lot about, and probably the most controversial person on my list, is at number 1. What am I gonna put? Who am I gonna put at number 1? Well, I'm gonna put a picture of Squall at number 1. Now, I'm not saying that Squall is the best unit that came out in year 3 of the game, and many people might have closed the video or clicked the downvote button at this point, but hear me out before you do. The most important unit that came out in this year of the game is your favorite unit, and you're gonna be like, wow, 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 that's really cheesy, Orange. It's not, though. Guys, this is a video game. This is a video game. There were a lot of units that came out for year 3 of this game. I hope that your favorite one was one that made my list, because if it did, you're living right. And Squall probably, yeah, okay, forget probably. If I was ranking only on power in this game, or only on impact on the meta or something like that, Squall would not have been number 1 on this list. But Squall is my favorite character in this game. He's usable, he pairs really well with Alaya and other strong lightning units, and he makes the game more fun for me. And so if there is a unit in the game that makes the game more fun for you, they are your number 1 unit that came out this year, because it's supposed to be fun. And so Squall for me is my number 1 unit of year 3 of this game. I am so happy that we got Final Fantasy VIII, and I'm so happy that my boy Squall, is better than people gave him credit for, because a lot of people said he was just terrible, unusable, and those people were wrong. I was right, and that makes me feel good, and it gives him some bonus points on my list. So really, I should probably put him at like 10 and then bump everybody else down, but I don't know, valuing the fun you have in a game does not seem like a terrible idea to me. So that's my top 10 list of year 3 units for this game, and I know technically we still have a couple months for like global for some year 3 stuff to come out. So let me know if you think I should have included those, should not have included those, and let me know if you want me to do this again for year 4. That'd be cool. Like when the 5th anniversary comes, do a year 4 tier list, or heck, I could go back in time and do a list for like year 2 and year 1. Most impactful year 1 units would be a really interesting video to do if you'd be interested in watching it. So I don't want to spend time going through like lists of units if 10 people are going to watch. So anyway, there you go. There's my list. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you thought it was fun, and I hope you have a very nice day. I'll catch you later. Peace.